You know what's interesting? Sometimes the biggest stories of the offseason aren't about blockbuster moves or flashy headlines. They're about the players who are quietly earning respect around the league while most people aren't even paying attention. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Some new rankings just gave us a pretty interesting look at how NFL insiders view this team, and honestly, there are a couple of surprises that every Bengals fan should hear about. The more you dig into it, the more you realize this could say a lot about where Cincinnati is heading this season. Before we jump into it, hit that like button if you're excited for Bengals football, and let me know you're watching by dropping a "Who Day" down in the comments. There is one conversation surrounding the Cincinnati Bengals that could end up saying a lot more about this team than people realize. At first glance, it looks like just another off-season ranking, another one of those top 10 lists that always sparks debate before training camp. But when you take a closer look at who received votes, who was left out, and why, a much bigger picture starts to emerge. It raises an important question about how the rest of the NFL currently views this Bengals roster, and whether some of Cincinnati's most valuable players are still being overlooked despite what they've already accomplished. ESPN has continued releasing its positional top 10 rankings, and unlike many fan polls, these rankings are built using votes from NFL executives, coaches, scouts, and league insiders. That makes every vote significant because it reflects how people inside the league evaluate talent, rather than simply rewarding popularity. And when Bengals fans looked at the latest results, one name immediately stood out. Chase Brown may not have cracked the top 10 running backs in football. He also wasn't included among the honorable mentions. However, he did receive votes from league executives and evaluators, confirming that people around the NFL are beginning to recognize just how impactful he has become for Cincinnati. Now, that may sound disappointing at first. After all, every player wants to appear on those prestigious lists. But the fact that Brown earned votes without officially making the final rankings actually tells an interesting story. The running back position is one of the deepest positions across the entire NFL. Every season there are multiple established stars with years of elite production, Pro Bowl appearances, massive contracts, and consecutive 1,000-yard campaigns competing for recognition. Because of that level of competition, breaking into the top 10 is incredibly difficult. Looking at the names already occupying those spots, it's easy to understand why the debate is so competitive. Several of those backs have put together multiple dominant seasons, while others have established themselves as franchise cornerstones for years. Even comparisons to players like Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker highlight just how crowded the position has become. But none of that diminishes what Chase Brown has done. In many ways, his role inside the Bengals offense makes his production even more impressive. This isn't an offense built around handing the football off 30 times every game. Cincinnati has one of the league's most explosive passing attacks, featuring elite receiving talent that naturally attracts most of the attention. That means Brown isn't constantly the focal point of the offense. Instead, he contributes within a system where the ball is frequently in the air, yet he continues to find ways to make meaningful plays week after week. That versatility has become one of his greatest strengths. He's not simply a runner. He's someone capable of impacting games as both a rusher and a receiver, giving Cincinnati another dimension offensively. While some teams rely on traditional power backs who pile up carries, Brown has developed into an every-down weapon capable of contributing in multiple phases of the offense. Another interesting comparison came from Pro Football Focus. While ESPN left Brown outside the official rankings, PFF evaluated him as the 18th best running back in the NFL. Their reasoning centered on something Bengals fans watched throughout last season. According to PFF, Cincinnati is widely known for its dangerous passing attack, but Chase Brown has quietly become a stabilizing force in the backfield. They pointed to his first 1,000-yard rushing season in 2025, while also highlighting another statistic that deserves attention. Brown finished fifth among all NFL running backs, with 69 regular season receptions. That combination is what separates him from many backs around the league. He isn't just producing on the ground, he's creating mismatches through the passing game as well. PFF went even further, suggesting that if Brown continues producing at that level, the Bengals' offense can evolve into an even more authentic two-dimensional attack. That's an important observation, because defenses already spend so much time worrying about Cincinnati's passing weapons. Having a running back capable of consistently hurting opponents, both as a runner and receiver, forces defenses into even more difficult decisions. There may also be another reason Brown doesn't receive as much national recognition as some of the other elite running backs: star power. When most people think about the Bengals, Chase Brown usually isn't the first player who comes to mind. The conversation naturally begins with Joe Burrow, then Jamar Chase, then T. Higgins. Other high-profile players often enter the discussion before Brown's name is even mentioned. That's simply the reality of playing on one of the NFL's most talented offensive rosters. But inside Cincinnati, fans understand exactly how valuable he has become. They've watched him develop into one of the offense's most dependable playmakers, and while national conversations may still overlook him, league voters are clearly starting to notice. Receiving votes from executives and scouts may not generate headlines today, but it could easily become the first step toward much bigger recognition if Brown continues producing at this level over the next few seasons. 1,000-yard season certainly got people's attention. If he strings together multiple years with similar production while continuing to contribute heavily in the passing game, it's not difficult to imagine his name eventually appearing inside those official top 10 rankings rather than sitting just outside them. And that's exactly where this conversation becomes interesting for Bengals fans. Is Chase Brown already one of the NFL's most underrated running backs? Or do you believe he still has another level to reach before earning top 10 recognition across the league? Drop your opinion in the comments and tell everyone exactly where you would rank Chase Brown among NFL running backs today. The same conversation is beginning around another Bengals player as well, and it follows a very similar pattern. DJ Turner also failed to make ESPN's official top 10 cornerback rankings. He wasn't listed as an honorable mention either. But just like Chase Brown, he did receive votes from league executives and evaluators showing that people around the NFL are paying attention to his development. That might actually be one of the biggest takeaways from these rankings. Players don't receive votes by accident. League executives, coaches, and scouts aren't handing out recognition based on hype alone. They're looking at production, consistency, and long-term potential. The fact that Turner is now entering those conversations says a lot about how much respect he's earned after his 2025 season. The expectation inside Cincinnati is already clear. The Bengals believe DJ Turner is their #1 cornerback, and according to the discussion surrounding these rankings, many around the league are beginning to see him the same way. The only thing still separating him from the league's elite is consistency over multiple seasons. One breakout year gets attention. 2 or 3 consecutive seasons at that level are what usually earn players a permanent spot among the NFL's best. One of the most interesting details surrounding Turner this offseason has nothing to do with his physical abilities. According to Paul Denner Jr., Turner spent part of his offseason taking a 9-day solo trip across 5 cities in India, focusing on meditation and mental clarity. The experience reportedly had a major impact on him, and Turner believes meditation played a role in his breakout season. He's now committed to making it a permanent part of his preparation as he continues trying to elevate his game. It's another reminder that improvement at the NFL level isn't always about getting stronger or faster. Sometimes it's about sharpening the mental side of the game. For the Bengals, that's encouraging. When you combine Chase Brown continuing to gain league-wide recognition with DJ Turner emerging as a legitimate CB1, it feels like Cincinnati has more ascending talent than many national conversations acknowledge. Neither player has fully broken into the league's elite rankings yet, but both appear to be moving in that direction. If they continue building on what they accomplished last season, don't be surprised if next year's top 10 discussions look very different. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Chase Brown deserves to be ranked inside the NFL's top 10 running backs? And how close is DJ Turner to becoming a true top 10 corner in the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more Cincinnati Bengals news and updates all off-season long.